Hello. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Tonight, I thought I could show you some of the items that I purchased during the Sephora sale. We could do a chill, soft-spoken get ready with me while I give you some first impressions, chat about what's going on in my life, and just kind of hang out. So I hope you enjoy. For full transparency, I did purchase all of the items in this video with my own money, and the total price I paid for all of the items that I will show you in this video was $265. And I know that's a lot of money, but I love makeup. I use it every day. Obviously, it's one of the main topics I talk about on my channel here. So if you choose not to spend your disposable income in that way, I completely understand. But let's just get into the video. So the first step I'm going to do is put on some Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base. This is obviously the tiny size, and I'm still sort of testing this out. I did not buy this at the Sephora sale. All the items I bought at the sale will be still in their original packaging. I do like this primer. I don't use a primer every day, but I do like this one. I love the smell of it, and I like how it feels very moisturizing. Kind of does the job of a priming moisturizer rather than a dedicated face primer. So I do enjoy that so far. I also did not buy any base like makeup at the sale, so I'm just going to use my trusty dirty ass Armani Luminous Silk foundation in the color 3.5. And to be honest, I just use my fingers to blend this in most days. I've been having a lot of good skin days lately. I already apologize in advance for the amount of cuts that will be in this video. I live next to a fairly busy road, and even though it is almost 10 p.m. and everything is closed because I live in a very rural area, people still seem to be driving just at all hours of the night, and they drive large trucks without mufflers to, I don't know, assert their masculinity in some way. So I do apologize in advance for the amount of cuts. So every time there is a cut, you can imagine the dulcet tones of some insecure person accelerating their vehicle very loudly. I am calm. The Armani Luminous Silk is one of my favorite foundations ever. And I did not apply sunscreen because, to be honest, I'm probably just going to wash all of this off and go to bed immediately after filming. So So the first item I will show you from the sale is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. And I've heard a lot of really great things about this item. I normally like more hydrating formulas in concealer, but a few of my favorite beauty YouTubers that I watch recommended this, so I figured I would give it a go. I'm going to apply it with my fingers because that's how I like to apply concealer. It has a very creamy feel to it. My first impression is that I do like it. I thought for sure it would be a little too drying on my under eye, but I kind of like how it's going on when I'm stamping it on with my finger here. I'm applying just a very, very light layer. I have a small blemish right there. A little bit of redness around my nose. Granted, right now I don't have too many things to conceal. My skin is fairly happy at the moment, but it hasn't really emphasized anything, as you can see. And even though my under eyes are a bit dry, it hasn't settled into any fine lines or anything like that. And my under eyes don't look like the life has been sucked out of them, which often they look like the Sahara Desert. So I'm happy with that. So next up I have the Brown 1990 Sheer Gel Pencil from Merit. And I have been using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade since like 2014 pretty much. I don't normally use brow pencils because I find my patience wears out. And instead of sort of taking my time filling in, making sure, all the little strokes look like hairs, I just rush the process and end up looking like I had drawn them on with a Sharpie. But maybe this time will be different. I lie to myself. I really liked how fine this tip is when I looked at it in the store. So, we shall see if I'm able to do my eyebrows with this pencil. So, let's try it. Okay, to start with, my first impression is that I do like that it's not a super pigmented pencil. You can kind of build up the pigment, but already I hate this process. With the dip brow, the thing is, with the dip brow, I would already be done with this eyebrow. I don't like how long it takes me. And I'm already slightly frustrated with the results. Which is probably because I have not practiced. I will say, just doing this one brow, the tip is already gone. So, that is slightly concerning for me. But I actually don't dislike the results. I think just using a pencil is not my favorite way to do my eyebrows. That is very clearly a me problem and nothing to do with the actual performance of the pencil. So, let us now attempt to do the other side. I do enjoy how thick this spoolie is. And I like that this pencil is a little bit waxy, but not so waxy that it looks very obviously like you've drawn your eyebrows on. I would say this color's pulling a little bit warm on me, which I don't love, but I did not get a new one of these at the Sephora sale because this one is still going incredibly strong. This is the Refi Brow Tint, the one with the crazy brush. And viewers of the channel know I will not use any other brow gel. It is the only brow gel that I will use. I don't even remember the full proper name of it because the tube is completely blank. It looks like some sketchy no-name brow product. Also, my puppy is snoring. If you hear those little sounds, my eyebrows they look fine. They look fine. This next item is the Merit Solo Shadow Matte Eye Color. And as many of you know, I love Matilda on video. Love Matilda on video. If you haven't checked her out, I highly recommend it. She's the YouTuber who inspired the flat lace style of my product videos. So if you like that aesthetic, she does a much more refined and professional job. The color I got was in this is Nelson. And it is this gray shade. It's kind of a gray brown shade. So using just my finger, the product seems extremely stiff, but it actually blends fairly nicely. I like how soft this color is. I figured it would be a nice base for a smoky, kind of winged shadow look. So let's try it out. So it is a little difficult to blend. I think maybe I put too much product on the brush. The brush I'm using is the Katie Jane Hughes number 21 brush. So my first impression is that there is a slight learning curve to blending this out, but I think I caught on fairly quickly. I am obsessed with this color. I love this color. I really like, even though it's a cool toned brown, it has a little bit of a warm undertone when you blend it out. It makes the color seem much more complex and multi-dimensional. It looks like I have, more than one shadow color on currently. And I do really enjoy how it is blending out. My concern with this product is that it will dry out quickly, because it is already a fairly stiff product. I'm worried that it's going to dry out fairly quickly and I'm not going to get a huge life out of it. But I'll keep you posted if that happens. My puppy is snoring. So my first impression is that I do really like this. I'm just concerned it's going to dry out really fast. I wish it was a little bit more emollient. But I do enjoy it so far. Next, I'm going to do a little bit more smoking out with the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. I'm going to use this darkest shade. Soften and intensify that cream a little bit. Overall, I did really enjoy using the cream to kind of shape the eyeshadow. And then, we intensify and blend and stuff with the powders. But in terms of actually like creating the overall shape of the eye look, I liked using that cream. I was very, very excited about both of these. They're two glittery eyeshadows from the Sephora collection. One in Big Bang. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And then one in Chocolate Chip. I already swatched this one, so it does look a little bit used. So that is Chocolate Chip. And that is Big Bang. They're both very, very sparkly, but Big Bang is like just glitter. So excited to put it on my eyes. So to finish off this eye look, I'm going to tap a little bit of this. I absolutely adore these Sephora collection glitter eyeshadows. They're so good. So I only used Big Bang in this eye look today, but I'm excited to use both of these. Alright, so now I'm going to do my mascara, and the mascara I'm using is the Clio Lash Kill Volumizing Mascara. And I swear this is the only mascara that doesn't give me panda eyes. Alright, so those are the eyes done. I am really happy with how they came out. So, moving on. I really hate my neighbors. Not only are they fairly inconsiderate, and they have many cars, none of which seem to operate or run properly because they make so much noise. The decal on one of their windshields just reads Booby Bouncer. So clearly, a very deep thinker drives that car. I actually really dislike the city and the state in which I live currently. The reason why I initially moved here fell through. So I think it's a combination of I feel a bit trapped here. Like I said, I live in a moderately, fairly rural area, but mostly everything here closes so early. And also it just is, it's an isolating state, I think. And I don't like living here. I live on the East Coast. I've pretty much lived on the East Coast my entire life. And my family used to vacation in the state where I currently live. And I think I never really thought about what it would be like to live here year-round, but I don't really love a lot of the people I've met here. A lot of people's attitudes are quite sour, I find. And like fairly self-congratulatory for a city that has such a small worldview collectively. That sounds extremely elitist, but I don't know. I'm very unhappy here. So that's also a portion of why I haven't been uploading as much, because I'm depressed. The next item that I purchased is the mini size of the Givenchy Prisma Libre 4-color loose powder. Even though it's a small size, loose powder I never actually go through, so I figured getting the small size would be a bit more economical than the full size. So, I read that you should stamp the puff and then blend the powder away with a brush. So let's try that. Something I like using powder for is to lessen the sort of like trough lines around the sides of my nose. I can't see any powder particles on my face, so far I do enjoy this. I think the true test of this powder will be if I can still use cream products over it. So for my highlight, as always, I'm using the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow highlighter. I pretty much refuse to use anything else at this point in my life. There's nothing that compares to this highlight. Sure, there are some nice highlights out there, but in my opinion, nothing compares to the radiance and the elegance of the Lisa Eldridge. It's my favorite thing ever. And it looks like the powder didn't cling awkwardly or anything. My base has not really moved underneath. And I got 2 liquid blushes at the sale. The one I'm going to be using is this. This is the Say Dew Blush liquid blush in the color Chili. So let us try it. That was probably too much. I've been liking placing my blush in kind of a higher placement on my face lately. Oh, that's really pretty. I like it. I like it much better than the Rare Beauty liquid, which for me personally, I find just a bit too pigmented. I do really like the look of this Say blush though. Really, really pretty. Do a tiny little bit on my nose. The products did not disturb my base underneath, and I don't notice any awkward clumping of the powder really anywhere. So I would say the powder does work with cream products on top of it. I mean, maybe don't do a ton of cream on top, but I think a light cream looks good. The other liquid blush I got is oh my gosh, it comes with a manual. That always makes me laugh. The other liquid blush I got was the Hourglass Unreal liquid blush in the color Craft. Not totally sure on how to do. Oh. Guess that's how you do it. So the last few things that I got are all lip products. So I got the Merit dress code set for myself. And these are 3 limited edition colors of their lipsticks. One is called Bespoke. It is a satin lipstick. One is called Black Tie, a matte lipstick. And one is a lip blush called Du Jour. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Josie and the Pussycats, but whenever I hear Du Jour, I always think of the fake boy band in Josie and the Pussycats. I really hate the smell of Merit lipsticks, even though I love the formula. They just smell like Play-Doh or something, and I don't love it. Anyway, this is the shade Bespoke. This is the shade Black Tie. It's pretty. And this is the shade Du Jour. So I guess from left to right: Bespoke, Black Tie, and Du Jour. Du Jour is apparently both a limited edition finish and shade. They're calling it a lip blush. So I'm assuming that means it's a fairly sheer lipstick. The next lip product I got is the Gisou lip oil in watermelon sugar. I was mesmerized by this. It's so sparkly. Oh my goodness. It just struck me as a grown-up version of something that I would have loved as a kid. This also came with a manual. I don't know why this makes me so happy. Actually, I do know why. It's because it's sparkly and pink. I love this already. This was expensive. I think it was something like $30, something crazy like that. Worth it? I don't know. Let's see. And the sparkles in it are really, really pretty. I think if you're a lip gloss lover who also loves sparkles, could be worth it. If you are blasé about either of those things, definitely not worth it. I got was the Clarins Lip Comfort Oil. In black. And I already love the Lip Comfort Oil. And I don't know, something as a former Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco fan, this tube really spoke to me. It does smell really good. I mean, as expected, it's not incredibly pigmented, but mostly for me the Clarins lip oils are hydrating. And this one's also sparkly and looks like it, was sponsored by Warped Tour, so I love both of those things. And the last lip product I got was from Summer Fridays, and it is the lip butter balm in the hot cocoa shade and flavor. I have the original lip butter balm in vanilla, and it's almost empty. I do really, really enjoy this formula. Oh my gosh. It smells like the chocolate lip smackers. Very, very, very nostalgic scent. Really pretty sort of caramel nude color. I really have to know if it tastes like the It tastes like a Tootsie Roll. So this makeup look was kind of inspired by Sabrina Carpenter, so I'm going to try to do a lip inspired by her as well. I've been loving her music, her style lately. Impeccable. So, I'm starting out with the lip blush from the Merit set in Du Jour. Then I'm going to line my lips with the Rare Beauty lip liner in Gifted. To achieve that sort of two-tone lip look she often has, I'm not going to blend that in, but I am going to top this combo off with the Kisu lip oil. Alright, so that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me do my makeup and talk about the things I got at the Sephora sale. I hope that you have a very good night and sweet